Ocasio-Cortez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for being here today. I want to expand a bit on Representative Schreier's point earlier. It is so important that we acknowledge what is happening right now, particularly in the area of health. Just 3 days ago, Secretary Kennedy stopped recommending life-saving childhood vaccines across the United States. And this includes hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and other vaccinations, including rotavirus, the leading cause of hospitalization in U.S. infants. Millions of babies across the United States are going to be at greater risk now than they were 3 days ago. And in fact, we are already seeing the results of this. In 2025, just wrapping up the end of this last year, the United States has recorded more cases of measles than any year since 1993, in over 30 years. And later this month, the United States in general may lose its official measles elimination status. It's back. And yet we are only cutting more vaccinations to allow increases and risks in increases in hepatitis A and B in babies across the country. These cuts are deeply concerning. But then on top of that, Secretary Kennedy is instituting some of the most devastating cuts to scientific research that we have ever seen. Independent scientific research is what provides us with new medical technologies and treatments and is critical to getting harmful products off the market, products that corporations will sometimes sell to consumers despite the fact that there are serious safety and health concerns. Mr. Lipschitz, you're a patient advocate, correct?
Correct.
And I imagine that patients you have worked with have shared instances where corporations and healthcare conglomerates have not always acted in their best interests in mind, correct?
Correct.
And we've seen large circumstances of this. And I want to break down why corporations stand to profit from RFK cutting scientific research. Let's look at Johnson & Johnson, for example. They are known to manufacture talcum powder, more commonly known as baby powder. As early as 1971, top J&J executives knew that their talcum powder contained asbestos, a carcinogen that can cause ovarian cancer. But because they wanted to continue to profit off this product, the company hid the evidence. Or we can look at DuPont, which was dumping cancer-causing chemicals into our drinking water. These chemicals caused cancer and birth defects. And both of these companies worked successfully to keep the public in the dark from scientific research proving their harms, all to protect their bottom line. Mr. Lipschitz, are you aware that J&J released falsified studies and suppressed and discredited research finding their product could be dangerous?
I am.
And in 1976, Johnson & Johnson lied to federal regulators stating their talcum powder was not toxic. And I use these examples because we even have instances of this that may be going on today. In fact, RFK himself had a personal history, allegedly had a personal history going after Monsanto around Roundup and pesticides. However, just after giving a closed-door listening tours where his only guests were biotech and pharma CEOs with products awaiting FDA approval, giving them private access instead of patients and doctors. On top of that, his AI-generated MAHA report has turned around on his own personal history on Roundup and instead parroted pesticide industry talking points rather than include any proposals to hold chemical companies accountable. He surrounded himself with top advisors who come from the for-profit wellness industry that set up the same exact conflict of interests that he says that he is rooting out. So in other words, he has done nothing except completely dismantle the system that provides independent public research. RFK is not cutting cancer research, it's cutting these cancer research and purging these scientists because they're corrupt. He's purging these scientists because he is, and I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back, now recognizes